Hey bunnies, welcome to another video. I am literally in bed. I don't feel like setting up a camera and lights and all of that, so I'm recording straight from my cell phone, and I have my little table tripod, whatchamacallit, ring lights, right? So, but I was on Instagram and I was responding to a question, which if you follow me on Instagram, you would see it on my story, where the question was asked, how long after dating should you guys become official? Should two people become official, right? Let me adjust you a little bit so you can see more. Ugh, my phone is on 10%. Awesome job, Lori. Okay. And I said 6 months, and I did go a little bit deeper on Instagram on my story, and I didn't make it a highlight. So if you want to go back and look at it, you can. But I wanted to share here on YouTube as well. But I just did not want to get out of bed. Anyways, so let me answer the question. So I've done videos on this before. So this is kind of like a recap of that, like an all-in-one type of thing. So my rule of thumb is for the first 4 weeks, you should be talking. That's the talking phase. 4 weeks, max, minimum, maximum, 4 weeks talking phase, right? And this is intentional conversations where you're getting to know the person, their favorite color, their favorite flowers, their favorite everything, what they do for a living, how they grew up, about their family, about their friends. The video did cut off, but we are back. So within those 4 weeks, you're talking about family, you're talking about friends, you're talking about how you grew up, where you went to school, your job, what do you do for a living, where you see yourself in 5 years, where you see you for 10 years, do you want kids, do you want to get married, all of these things. Because if you are dating to marry, it's important that the person knows this. And if they aren't, it's important for you to know that, right? And vice versa, because then you just end up wasting your time, right? If it happens that they change their mind in the future, then that's that. But you don't want to put in too much effort with this one person, right? And then also, during this talking phase, feel free to talk to other people, because talking does not equal sex. You can talk to as many people as you want to, right? Now, after those 4 weeks, then you go into dating. And this is, again, going out of your way. These are intentional dates. What makes a date a date? Romanticism. Usually there's food involved, there's talking, whatever. Some people say bowling is a date, some people say going to the movies is a date, but for me, for it to be classified as like a real, genuine, true, out of your way date, it has to be romantic. If it's not romantic, then we're not just friend and not par, and that is it. There has to be romance there for it to be considered a date. And every single time that you go out on a date with this person, it needs to be romantic, okay? Going for ice cream, going for coffee, those can be considered dates, but those aren't officially dates. That makes sense to you? During the talking phase, you don't have to go on a date with the person, but if you guys wanted to catch up, grab a coffee on the way to work, or grab an ice cream in the evening on a Sunday, or whatever the case is, that's perfectly fine. For a first date, though, it has to be completely planned out. It has to be romantic. There has to be flowers. There has to be the works. During the talking phase, don't have to have flowers, but it's a plus. It's a plus, especially if you find out the type of flowers that the person likes. It's a plus. Finding out if they even like flowers, that's what you do in a talking phase, so that when you start dating, you are doing these things. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, so for the first 4 weeks, that's strictly talking. If you want to meet up, you can, but you do not have to. Okay, now, so that's 1 month. That's the first month. By month 2, you guys need to be on a first date. You need to plan a date, like, all right, I'm going to pick you up at 8 o'clock. We're going to go to this restaurant. This is what we're going to do. Make sure you wear this. Make sure you do that. If you want, you can send her money to make sure that her hair and nails are done, which, again, you can do. You don't have to do, because if you're a woman actively dating, these are things that should have already been taken care of, and you know how to take care of, whether you're doing it yourself or not. They should already be like in your budget for the month, making sure that your hair and nails are done. If you're in the dating world, you want to make sure that there are certain things that are already covered so that you're not struggling, right? If your home and your well-being is not in the forefront and being taken care of, then I would not recommend dating right away. I know that sounds crazy. That sounds very, very crazy. But it makes sense. It makes sense because you don't want when, all right, a month has passed and it's time to go on this date and you're like, oh, I need to get my hair done. Oh, I have nothing to wear. Oh, why this? Oh, why that? No, you should have already had those things ready to present yourself. Because to me, and this is just my advice, take it with a grain of salt. You can't expect people to do for you what you're not already doing for yourself. If you want princess treatment, you have to already be giving yourself princess treatment, right? Right. Okay, so moving on. What was I saying? So yeah, the first month you go on your first date. Can you guys see me properly? Okay, so the first month you're going on your first date. You do not have to cut off other people. You can be dating other people, and I recommend you date other people within this time to see who it is that you really like, right? And again, dating does not equal sex. You do not have to have sex with this person once you're dating. If you choose to do so, go ahead, good for you. You have to know how to separate and compartmentalize your emotions from the physical act, right? So month one is talking. Month 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's 5 months of dating, right? By month 6, you have to decide whether or not you want to be exclusively dating this person. Once month 6 hits, you should know if this is somebody that you see a future with, okay, and want to continue with. Month 6 is when you two decide, all right, we're going to cut off the other people that we are dating and exclusively date each other. Okay, so no extra dates on the weekend, no extra dates for lunch, nobody paying for, whatever. It's just the two of you actively dating. Within those 5 months of you guys dating each other and dating other people, it's okay to introduce your friends, because there are going to be, or might be, some settings where, hey, I have this gathering with my friends and I want you to come. That's perfectly fine. Oh, we're all going to a bar, come to the bar. That's perfectly fine. Oh, let's say you guys have a connection over a certain type of movie, like a certain genre of movie, like Marvel movies or whatever, and the group of your friends are going. You can invite this person. That is perfectly fine. Your friends are also going to give you their own opinions on the person, because they're looking from the outside in. They will see if, this person is a good fit, not a good fit, they mesh with the group, whatever. This is where you get their opinion, right? The first 5 months of actually dating. Now, when you guys get exclusive, this is now month 7, right? Months 7 and 8, this is when you're going to decide to introduce your families to each other. Month 7 or 8, somewhere there, no sooner, no later, are you going to introduce your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles. If you're having a family reunion, this is the perfect time. If you're having a wedding, this is the perfect time. If you're having a funeral, this is the perfect time. Whatever it is that you're having where family's involved, this is the perfect time to introduce the person that you are now exclusively dating. Not just somebody who you met 2 months ago. No, this is somebody who you've been dating now for 7, 8 months. That means they are now a priority in your life, right? You know each other's almost deepest, darkest secrets, right? Now is the perfect time to introduce them to mom, dad, mima, papa, grandma, grandpa, aunties, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, the works, okay? So that's month 7. Month 7, 8, that's when the families come into play. 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is where you are now, all right, things are getting serious. We've met the family. The family approves, the family disapproves. This is where you want to, get that out the way, right? Before you get too serious, all right? Now, month 12, you have now known each other for a full year. Month 12 is when I want the promised rings to start getting bought. Month 12 is when I want the vacations to start happening. Month 12 is when I want to see you guys going to Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and Jamaica and Angola and all these other places, all these nice islands. Month 12 is when, you know, things, yeah, month 12, you guys should have a nice, healthy sex life. Because by the time, let's say you guys weren't having sex in the talking phase, which I don't recommend. I don't recommend sex in the talking phase. If after the first date, which is a month after knowing the person, you want to have sex, that's fine with me. You don't have to, but you can, right? Dating does not equal sex. Make sure that you guys know each other's sexual history, if that makes sense. Make sure that they are getting regularly tested. Get tested before you guys have sex. Know each other's status. That is very, very important. And I feel like it's not spoken about enough. We give all this advice. I give all this advice on relationships and sex. And I don't talk about enough how important it is to get yourself tested and knowing who your person's partners are, which is why I recommend having such a long dating timeline, right? So they can get out all the kinks that they want to get out. During this time, before you guys get exclusive, is also the perfect time to figure out what they're into kink-wise, things that they've done sexually, if they've had threesomes or orgies, if they're bisexual, heterosexual, homosexual, whatever type of sexual, pansexual, you feel me? This is when you want to get out if they are transgender, if they, you know, whatever the case is, this is when you want to find it out, not after you've gotten exclusive. You want to find this out in the first month or two. Yes, this needs to be right off the bat. Okay, so that there are no secrets, no surprises, so that when you guys do start introducing your friends to each other, right, which is going to be in like the second and third month of knowing, between the second and the sixth month of knowing each other, you don't want, oh yeah, you know, he used to be a she, or she used to be a he, or, you know, whatever. You don't want that. You want that if that conversation comes up, oh yeah, I used to smash, da da da. I know. That's what you want. You want to go into it with confidence. Okay? But yeah. I think I answered the question. I hope I answered the question clearly. I hope you guys found this entertaining. This might be how I do my videos going forward, because honestly, and I know my face is oily, girl, I just really wanted to come out and say that. All right. I'm glad I come out for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace sign and kissy face. Bye.